Dileep Mudadeniya is an executive at Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts. The Cinnamon Grand Colombo was one of the targets in Sunday's attacks, and he joins us now. And Dileep, thank you for joining us, and our condolences to you and your colleagues. When the bombing took place at your hotel, tell us what happened to your colleagues and your guests. What did they experience?
It was actually an unprecedented event, and we have been actually in the tourism industry for last over 30 years, and we haven't seen such an incident in the past. So in that context, the first time hotels in Colombo, 3 hotels were specifically targeted. So obviously we have certain crisis communication plans in place, and in terms of a man-made or a natural disaster. So the teams were properly briefed on that. So immediately after the incident took place in one of our restaurants on the lower ground area, then the immediate attention was to take the rush all the injured and everyone to the hospital as early as possible. So I'm proud to say that our entire team in the hotel, without even thinking twice, they were able to do that and evacuate everyone in the private vehicles, all other vehicles that were there in not less than 30 minutes to the respective hospitals.
Your team followed procedures, and yet I understand that you lost members of your team to this act of terror. How many colleagues did you lose, and where were they when this bombing took place?
So it's basically a breakfast restaurant. We have actually over 10, 12, 14 restaurant eating outlets in Sri Lanka in Cinnamon Grand. So we basically have one called the breakfast restaurant called Taproben, and that is where it took place. So we have actually lost 5 of our colleagues, some dedicated workers and staff who had been there, associates, for a long period, and about another 10 of them have injured. So we actually passed, share our grievances for the families. And so that was something which we have never expected before.
This attack took the lives of 5 of your colleagues. It took the lives of hundreds across the country. And despite that, your hotel, the Cinnamon Grand, is continuing its operations. Why is that?
Because that's the way it should be. I think the hospitality industry should be resilient. Tourism industry is the #1 foreign exchange earner of the country, and that is the industry that can actually bring reconciliation for the entire Sri Lanka. You know, it can give employment for people like unskilled, semi-skilled and skilled staff, and all around the country, and that's the industry that can rebound fast as possible. We saw that when the war ended in 2009, and you know, if you look at 5 of our staff, 3 of them are actually our Muslim brothers, and they have actually sacrificed their lives. So if you're out of the 5 people, so it's nothing to do with no racial infliction here. It's basically we are all working as a family, and it's very important that we start our operations so that people who are depending with us, you know, in terms of direct and indirect supplies, our jobs, over 1,000 people, their families, all of them depend on this industry, depend on our. So it's very important for us to go back and start our operations as early as possible, so that, you know, we can go back with the life as, you know, restore the lives early as possible without giving into such threats.
Dileep Mudadeniya, we thank you for joining us and sharing your story with us. A daunting task ahead to rebuild and to heal. Take care.
Thank you very much.